Hey guys, it's Lindsay. I have a Pilates workout with the squishy ball today. So let's get started. So we're gonna lay down on our backs. We'll extend both of our legs straight up to the sky. Glue your legs together, press them in tightly to one another, and then you'll place the ball on the top of your shins. Rest your head down. On your exhale, you'll glide the ball up your legs and curl up. On your inhale, you'll glide the ball back down. Exhale, curl your upper back off the ground, tighten into your core, and then inhale to roll it down. Squeeze your inner thighs together, make sure those legs stay connected. And beginning to warm up the abdominals. A simple curl. Exhale, curl up, glide the ball, and then inhale, roll it back down. Good. Curling your chest over your rib cage as you lift, and then keeping your core nice and tight as you roll it back to the ground. Let's find our last three. Exhale, curl up, chest over the ribs, and then inhale to roll it back down. Final two. Last one, let's hold it up. You know how it is. Press your hands into the ball and then release. Exhale, press into the ball, inhale, release. As you press into the ball, tighten into your abdominals. Keep your legs extending straight up to the ceiling and continue to draw those low belly muscles down into the mat so that there's no bending or arching of your low back. Anchor your shoulders away from your ears. Try to smile through it even when it gets a little difficult. Press your hands into the ball, now hold that. Now press your shins towards your face. Exhale as your shins press into the ball. Legs come towards your face. Good, tighten those low abs. Stay lifted in your chest if you can. Of course, you can rest your head if you need to. Get up so high that the tips of your shoulder blades are lifting off the ground. Shins press into that ball for 4 and 3. Last 2. Now both hands and shins press into the ball. 10, 9 little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, bend those knees. That was a warm up. Bring your legs to tabletop. You'll place the ball on top of your left thigh. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and bring your right elbow to the other edge of the ball. Hands come behind the head. Extend that right leg long. Head rests back in the hands. Exhale, curl up, squeeze the ball. Inhale, little release. Exhale, curl up and squeeze. Inhale, little release. Good, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Let's go for 5 and 4. Put pressure into that ball. 3, 2. Hold the curl on 1. Lift and lower your straight right leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Stay up in your upper body. Twist your core. Try to face the camera. Last 3. Lift and lower for 2. Lift and lower for 1. Hold that right leg lifted. And draw small circles. Really try to work with control so that your upper body is not rocking around. Reverse those circles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Freeze that right leg. Get the ball back. And then twist your waist. Twist and twist to the left for 6, 5, 4, 3. Rotate through the abdominals. And 1. Take it down. Woo, full body stretch. You know it's coming. We have another side. So you'll bring your legs to tabletop. Place the ball on top of your right thigh. Hands come behind the head. Curl up, pin the ball with your left elbow. Extend your left leg straight. Starting with a curl. Exhale, curl up into the ball, pressing your elbow towards your thigh. Try to keep tension on that ball here. Continue to suck your belly button into your spine. But it gets hard to breathe and coordinate the movement at the same time. Just try to focus on those things. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. Hold the lift. Now you'll lift and lower your left leg. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Press your low back down into the ground. Just the upper body is twisting. The hip bones face the ceiling. Get high off those shoulder blades. Now keep your left leg lifted and let's circle it around. 6 in each direction. And let's reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Freeze your left leg. Now twist your upper body. Press that right elbow back in space. Rotate through those abdominals. And we've got 5, 4, exhale, twist, 3, 2, and 1. Oh man, take a big stretch, open up through those core muscles, and then let's rock it up to a C. One more ab move for the moment. Take the ball behind the middle of your back, right below the tips of your shoulder blades. Scoop your pelvis, tuck your hips, hands behind your head. Shoulders are ankled. We'll curl up an inch and down an inch. Up an inch and down an inch. Small range of motion. Draw your ribs towards your hip bones, shortening the space in your abdominals. Good, working that powerhouse. Let's go for 5 and 4. For 3, neck never moves. For 2, hold it up on 1. Let's draw very little circles. Ground down through your feet, your knees, and your hips so that there's no rocking in those legs. And then it's just the upper body moving around. 4 more, abs are on fire. Last 3 and 2, little circles, final 1, and we are reversing. We've got 10. Circling the chest, keeping the lower body still. Final 7. Exhale through center, inhale, lower it back for 5 and 4. Let's get through this burn. 3 and 2 and 1. Lean back over the ball and take a well-deserved stretch. That was killer. And then let's grab onto the back of our thighs and work our way up. We'll take the ball, place it high between your upper inner thighs, give it a nice good squeeze, and let's roll it all the way down to the ground for our bridging. Tailbone is anchored, our low back has a little air pocket now, the natural curve. Arms press down into the ground, feet are hips distance in parallel. Squeeze the ball, exhale, lift your hips up, inhale, lower, hips down. Back stays flat like a board. So the first thing to lift are the hips, and the first thing to lower are the hips, and the spine never changes shape. Make sure your knees are squeezing in on that ball, and you're pressing through all parts of your feet. Big toe, pinky toe, inner heel, and outer heel. Grip into your glutes on the way up, feeling that isometric squeeze, get that apple bottom. And let's go for 4. And 3. The final 2. Let's hold it up on 1. Keep the squeeze of your glutes. Squeeze in and in on that ball. In and in. Waking those inner thighs up this morning. Belly button to spine. Collarbones are wide. Backs of the shoulders are rolling into the mat beneath you. Arms are really active. Let's engage those triceps. Squeeze in and in. Let's make it fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the ball. Hold for 10. Big squeeze on that ball. Hold for 9. 8. Squeeze as hard as you can. Last 6. 5. Glutes are connected. Inner thighs are tight. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your hips down. Extend your left leg to the sky. You'll place the ball behind the back of your left leg. Right foot is planted in line with your hip on the ground. On your exhale, lift your hips up into a single leg bridge. Inhale, lower your hips back down. Exhale to lift, squeeze your right butt cheek. Inhale to lower. So now we're mainly focusing on the back of that right leg working. Try to keep your left hip just as high as your right hip. So you might want to take a little peek. We don't want the hips turning from one side to the other. Both hip bones should face the ceiling. Pelvis is level. So if you had your martini sitting right here on your belly button, it wouldn't spill. It'd be there till the end. Let's go 4 more. Exhale to lift. 4 and 3. We're gonna hold it up in 2. Staying all the way up on 1. Let's stay here. 1 pulse of the hips, 1 squeeze on the ball. 1 lift of the hips, 1 squeeze on the ball. 1 lift, 1 squeeze. Working both hamstrings. 1 lift, 1 squeeze. Let's go 8. 1 lift, 1 squeeze. 7. 1 lift, 1 squeeze. 6. Final 5. 1 lift, 1 squeeze. 4. We're there in 3. You've got it. Last 2. And final 1. 1 lift, 1 squeeze, and let's take it to the mat. Okay, good news. Second side. Right leg up. Place the ball behind the back of the right leg. Draw your heel to your butt. And then plant that left foot down, parallel, hips distance apart. Back is in neutral. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, lower the hips. Ground down through the whole left foot. So every part of your left foot is pushed into the mat. So notice if you're rolling to the outer edge of your foot and your big toe is lifting, push your big toe down into the ground. Once again, paying attention to our pelvis. We want our hip bones pointing straight up to the ceiling so that we are in a neutral and even alignment with our hips. If you notice that your hips are tilting to the right, square your hips by drawing your left hip down and lifting your right hip up. 4 more, guys. 4. I'm just talking your ear off, trying to get you through it. 3. And 2. We're gonna hold it up here on 1. Keep it lifted. 1 squeeze of the ball, 1 lift of the hips. Working those hamstrings. 1 squeeze, 1 lift and lower of the hips. Squeeze the ball, heel to butt, lift and lower. We're going for 8. Get in the back of those legs. 7. 1 squeeze, 1 lift for 6. Push into those arms. 1 squeeze, 1 lift for 7. Uh-oh, I started counting the wrong way. We gotta go down. 1 squeeze, 1 lift, 5. 1 squeeze, 1 lift, 4. Squeeze and lift for 3. Burning out that left leg for 2. And final 1. And let's take it to the mat. Okay, come on up for a seat. You'll place the ball underneath the bottom of your feet. And we'll roll it all the way back down to the mat. Hands will come behind your head. On your exhale, let's curl up. Draw your knees into your chest. As you inhale, lower your chest down and draw the ball away from you. Exhale, knees to chest. Roll the ball towards you. Inhale, stretch apart. Exhale, curl into a ball. Inhale to lengthen, working on those abdominals. Exhale, use your core muscles rather than your neck as you glide the ball to you and you curl up. And then still keep your stomach muscles nice and pulled in as you lift up off of that mat. Good, we're here for 5. Working with the breath, coordinating breath and movement. 4. Exhale, 3. Almost there. Final 2. And let's take it on our last one. We're gonna stay lifted. Pull everything in an inch and out an inch. In an inch and out an inch. Advanced people, reach those arms forward. Pulse into it. We are here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Surprise gift. Final 10, 9. Pulse it up. 8, 7. Try to touch the bottom of the mat with your fingertips. 6, 5, 4. Out an inch, in an inch. 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful job. Hug your knees to your chest and then rock your way up to a seat. Let's get to that booty work. Okay, lying on your right side, you'll take the ball, come onto your right forearm, elbow underneath shoulder, place the ball underneath your right knee so that your knees are stacked on top of the ball, top hand to your hip. Send your top hip down towards the bottom of the mat. Try not to dump into your arm. Lift out of the floor, engage your core. Lift your left leg up, squeeze your tush, and then lower it down. Squeeze into your glute and lower it down. So what this ball does is it intensifies the stability of this position, makes it a little bit more challenging. If you feel like the ball is shaking a lot, you need to press your bottom knee down into the ground to help stabilize it. We're trying to create stability here. So the stabilizers in our core and our legs are all firing just by adding this one little prop. Good, last 2. A nice wide through the chest. And 1, hold the leg up, extend the leg down, and then bend the knee back in line with your hip. Press, extend, squeeze your butt, bend and return. Make sure you're reaching through your heel and you're finding that isometric squeeze. I squeeze so hard that my legs start shaking. You might be able to see that. I'm not seizing out. I'm just super excited about Pilates. But for real. And let's go 4 more. And 3. Final 2. On your next one, we're gonna lengthen that leg all the way down in line with our body. Lower it down to the mat, tap the mat, and then lift it back up. The only thing that should be moving is this left leg. Try to keep the ball still and your stabilizing leg still. Make sure that your left knee and toes point directly forward instead of the toes turning up to the sky. If the toes start to turn out, we'll work a different part of the hip, and we're really trying to hit this side of the hip. Good, 3 more. 3 and 2. Hold it up on 1. Soften the knee an inch, and then fully extend and press. Soften, extend, and press. Keep that ball still. Soften, extend, and press. I noticed I was starting to rock around a little bit. I get too excited and I forget about my goal. Good, 4 more. Reach through the heel. And 3, feel the burn. Booty starting to scream at me. Last 2. And final 1. You'll bend that left knee in, connect the heels, lift the shins up. Open the left knee to the sky, knees and toes apart, and then close that left knee back down. Keep your heels connected. As you press your left knee up to the ceiling, keep your hips stacked so that this top hip does not roll back, but rather it feels like your low back is flush up against a wall and it can't move anywhere. Good. Remind yourself what's going on with that supporting arm. Relift your right waistline away from the ground. Good. Keep those heels up. And let's find our last 3. Good. And final 2. Final 1, keep that knee up and let's pulse it out. Up an inch and down an inch, up an inch and down an inch. Pressing it back in space as if there's a hand outside this left thigh and you're pressing into it each time. You can try that. See what it feels like to have something tactile there to really push away. Let's do 10 and 9, 8. Keep that ball still. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Take the legs down, grab the ball into your left hand. Let's extend those legs long, flex your feet and stack them. You know it. Let's lift up into a side plank. Planks are like my favorite exercise ever, so if you work out with me a lot, you will get very strong with them. On your exhale, reach the ball underneath your right waistline, twist your chest to the ground. Inhale, reach the ball to the ceiling, and then pulse the hips up an inch and down an inch. Exhale, turn the chest to the floor, reach the ball underneath your waist. Reach to the ball to the sky and then pulse your hips up. Exhale, left arm reaches underneath your waist. Inhale, reach your arm to the sky and then pulse your hips up and down. Exhale to rotate. Inhale, open the chest and pulse the hips. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open and pulse it up. I think we got 4 more in us. Twist, stack the shoulders and the hips and pulse. That's 4. Twist, reach up. Pulse, that's 3, and rotate, reach, that's 2. Remind yourself why you're doing this, whatever goal you're after, and let's pulse it up. 10, 9, when it gets hard, you just gotta tune in to why you're here right now. Feel better, be healthy, get more fit, have a burger. That's what we're here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those hips down, nice work. Pull your knees to your chest, and we got a second side. So we're gonna start by propping our left elbow underneath our left shoulder. Place the ball underneath that left knee, and then stack both of your knees so your knees are in line with your hips and your feet are off the ground in line with your knees. Press your top hip down to the bottom of the mat, and here we go. You'll lift your top leg up, lower your top leg down. Our shin is like a coffee table, so you want your ankle and your knee at the same height, and you're squeezing that right glute. Getting a little booty work going on. And we've got that stabilization factor here as well, so notice what's going on with that ball. It might feel a little wobbly, especially if this is a newer idea. Keep pressing down into that left leg into the ball to keep it still. Now you'll lift your right leg up, extend it down towards the bottom of the mat, squeeze your butt, bend the knee back in line with your hip. Exhale, extend, squeeze your butt, inhale, bend. Shaking's a good thing. It means you're working those muscles to fatigue. That's how I like to run my workouts. Make sure I'm getting the bang for my buck. And continue to press out of your supporting arm. Lift your core muscles, engage that left oblique. Good. And make sure that when you straighten your leg, it's not going down here, but rather it's up at hip height. Okay, last one. Straighten it to the bottom of the mat. You'll lower it down, touch the mat, lift it up. Lead with your outer right heel so that the toes point directly forward. Notice what's happening with your hips. The top hip should be directly on top of the bottom hip. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Last 3, 2, 1. You'll keep it lifted. Soften the knee an inch, extend and push. Soften, extend and reach. And 6. For 5, soften and reach. It's really small. It's not a full bend of the knee. 4 and 3. For 2 and 1. You'll bend this right knee, stack the legs, heels together, shins up. Exhale, turn that right knee up to the sky, and then inhale to lower it down. Our clam, very classical exercise. Heels stay pressing together. We've got this ball here to make it a little bit more advanced. Press that left knee down into the ball to keep it still. Make sure as your top knee opens up, this top hip doesn't go anywhere. If it starts to roll back towards the wall behind you, you're losing a bit of that of the exercise here. Keep those shins up, even when it starts to fatigue a bit. Let's do 3 more and then we're pulsing it out. For 2, last 1, little pulses. Up an inch and down an inch, up an inch and down an inch. Squeeze your butt as you do this. Let's place this right hand outside your right thigh. Press into it each time. Find a little tactile connection. Pressing into it and squeeze your tush. And let's go 10, 9, finishing it up here. Still don't forget about that ball, especially as things get tired. And last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that. Okay, we're taking to our side plank. So legs are straight, extended long, feet are flexed. Ball is in the top right hand. Press down into your left forearm, lift your waist up. On your exhale, reach the ball underneath your waist, turn the chest to the ground. Inhale, reach the ball to the sky, and then pulse the hips up an inch, down an inch. Exhale, twist through the core. Inhale, reach the ball to the ceiling, and then pulse up an inch and down an inch. Exhale to rotate. Inhale to stack the shoulders, and then pulse up and down. Exhale, using those obliques, turn the chest to the ground, stack the shoulders and hips, and pulse it out. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach, and pulse 4 more. And 3, twist, and reach. You're on to 2, stick with me. This is our last one, and then we've got that fun part where we pulse it out to finish. Up and up, 10, 9, press down into the ground to lift everything up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Okay, we're bringing you up to standing. Let's keep that flow going. Don't get tired on me yet. Place the ball in between your legs and then walk the feet pretty close. Hands to your hips. Make sure there's a squeeze on the ball. If you can't feel the squeeze on the ball, walk those feet closer. And then here we go for our squats. Exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, stand tall, squeeze the ball. Hips go back. Make sure that the toes are staying light and there's more weight into those heels. As you stand tall, zip up into the inner thighs and squeeze that booty. Good, 6 from here. Let's pick it up a little bit. 5 and 4. Full body, we're getting everything in there today. Last 3 and 2. Last 1. Now let's sink it low. Little squeezes on the ball. Squeeze in and in. Never fully releasing. Still keep a little squeeze there. Shoulders roll onto the back and draw down out of the ears. Have a nice, long, relaxed neck. Maybe shake it out a little bit. If you know that you hold tension there, really important to breathe. Exhaling is important too if you notice you get a lot of tension in your neck. Let's sit a little lower and let's squeeze, squeeze, hold. Squeeze, squeeze, hold the squeeze.
Squeeze, squeeze, hold. Pulse, pulse, hold. Squeeze, squeeze, hold. Hello, inner thighs. Let's do this. Squeeze, squeeze, hold. 6 more. Squeeze, squeeze, hold. 5, drop it low. Squeeze, squeeze, hold. 4, squeeze, squeeze, hold. Sink it down. Squeeze, squeeze, hold. 3, squeeze, squeeze, hold. 2, squeeze that ball. Squeeze, squeeze, hold. 1. Now your heels will lift up, working that balance, and lower down. Heels lift, heels lower. Spread the weight equally throughout the knuckles of the feet, so big toe is grounded into the floor. Those thighs are starting to shake. Stay low in the legs. Last one, let's lift the heels and let's pulse down to finish. Find that balance, keep that core connection. Drop into it, squeeze the ball, heels are lifted, and let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, get in your zone, 6, 5, can you go a little lower, 4, 3, find that shake, hug into the ball, 2, and 1, heels go down, stand it up, that was awesome. Okay, taking it to the floor, coming to all fours, you'll take the ball and place it behind the back of your left leg. Give that ball a little squeeze, draw your left heel to your butt, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and then flex your left foot. Exhale, lift the leg up to the height of your hip, inhale, tap the knee to the floor. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Low abdominals are tight, spine is in neutral, so back is flat like a board, no booty up to the ceiling or sagging hips to the ground. Good, just keep everything level. Working our hamstring now, the base of that seat. Toes and knee will point straight back to the wall behind you when the leg lifts. Try not to let anything turn out here. Good, 3 more, 3, and 2. Hold it up there on 1 and let's lift and lift. Stamp your foot into the sky. Keep a good squeeze on that ball. If anything, think about turning your left knee and toes in towards your body to the right to keep everything squared. Keep a connection with your abdominals. Hold the leg high. It's 1 squeeze of the ball, 1 lift of the leg. 1 squeeze, 1 lift. Heel to butt, squeeze the ball, and then lift. Hamstring curl and lift. Squeeze and lift. We've got 8. Squeeze and lift. 7. Squeeze and lift. 6. Almost there. Let's do this for 5. Squeeze and lift. 4. Let it shake. Get it higher. Last 3. And 2. Squeeze your booty on 1 and shake it down. Right to the other side. Place the ball behind the back of the right leg. Squeeze your heel to your butt. Hands underneath shoulders. And here we go. Full range of motion. Flex the right foot. Exhale, lift the leg up to the height of your hip. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Shoulders and hip bones face the ground. Make sure that you're not leaning out to the side on this left hip. Pin that left hip in so the left hip stays over the left knee. And give yourself a good squeeze on that ball. So pull your heel to your butt like you mean it. But push the ground away from you and stay lifted in your chest so that we don't sink our head and neck down towards the floor. Pull your face away from the ground like you're proud of what you're doing. You're working hard. Let's hold it up there on the next 2. Right here, we're keeping it lifted on 1, and it's a little pulse. Up and down, foot is flexed. Stamp your foot to the ceiling. Draw your abdominals into your spine and lift your back body up to the sky. Good, and lift that leg up. If anything, you're turning your right knee and toes into the left to help keep everything squared. Keep that nice squeeze on the ball. And we're gonna go to those pulses. Hold it high. 1 squeeze on the ball, 1 lift of the leg. 1 squeeze, 1 lift. 1 squeeze, 1 pulse. Squeeze and pulse. And we're finishing legs after this, so give me all you got. Squeeze and pulse. We're here for 8. And 7. Squeeze, lift it higher. For 6. You didn't show up today to do what you already knew you could do. You showed up to get stronger and feel a little bit better about yourself. So let's work for that. Last 4. Squeeze and pulse for 3. Squeeze and pulse for 2. Last one here. Squeeze, pulse it up, and take it down. Grab that and then let's make our way onto our backs. So we'll lay all the way down onto our back, and we'll lift our hips up. Place the ball underneath your tailbone. So it's not your low back, it's even lower, right underneath your butt. And then it's gonna feel a little wobbly. We're working our core stabilizers now. Abdominals to spine, tuck your hips, drop your back ribs into the floor. On your inhale, you'll dip your right toes down to the ground. Exhale, lift the right leg up, and then switch. Inhale, dip the toes down. Exhale to lift, and then switch legs. So you might feel a little shaky on the ball, and that's just meaning you're learning pelvic stability as well as abdominal stability. Keep the tuck of your pelvis by drawing your hip bones up towards your ribs and dropping your back ribs, your middle spine down into the ground so there's no space right here between me and the floor. Especially as my toes dip down, I want to keep my back ribs pushing into the floor. One more here. Now I'll take both legs, glue them together, inhale, dip both toes down, and then exhale to lift back up. Good. If you feel like you need to modify this, you'll go smaller range of motion, more like this, an inch or two. If you're more advanced, let's see if you can tip those toes to the ground without letting the spine arch. If the spine's arching, then you're losing that core connection. So try to stay in a place where you really feel the abdominals pressing into the floor. You can even put your hand here and think of lacing the ribs towards each other and pressing them down into the ground beneath you. If you're more advanced with that stability, let's hover those arms. Now you're trying to keep the balance of the hips on the ball, which is challenging. It's okay if it's shaking around. That's what we're working for. Good, let's go 2 more. And then last one. Send the legs straight up to the ceiling. Turn the toes and knees in. Spin the thighs to face each other. Inhale, lower both legs down. Exhale, lift both legs up. Hands can be down on the ground for better balance. But if you feel like you need the stability, you will keep the arms down. If you feel like you want more challenge, arms will lift up. Good. Using your low belly muscles to lift the legs away from the ground. It's an inhale to lower and an exhale to lift. Good. Let's find 3 more. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. And final 2, spinning the thighs inward. Upper inner thighs, knees, and toes point towards each other. Last one. Lift the legs all the way up. Keep them internally rotated. We'll go circles. Legs go down the center, separate at the bottom, and then circle and lift up at the top. Trying to keep the ball as still as possible and your pelvis as still as possible. Remember that martini we had earlier? It's still right below our belly button. We haven't lost any of it yet. So let's keep that work up. And 1 more in this direction. Just keeping the balance of those hips. Moving slowly and controlled. Now let's reverse. Legs are internally rotated. Separate, lower down, connect at the bottom, and lift. Now if you need to modify this, just make the circle smaller and higher up. And feel free to bend your knees as well if you feel like this is going into your low back at all. Good. Last one. It's an inhale to open. Lower the legs down, connect at the bottom, and lift. Good work. Bend those knees, lift your hips up, remove the ball. Let's give our knees a big hug into our chest. And then let's make our way all the way up to a seat. Decide whether or not the ball is your friend. Good work. High five. Boom. We did it. We're in. We're out. 30 minutes. You got everything. Every body part. I'll see you soon. Bye.
When you first log in, you'll be asked about your connection speed to ensure that you have the smoothest viewing experience. Click on Settings to adjust your connection at any time. On the Workout page, you'll find a difficulty slider that allows you to choose your fitness level. When switched to Show All, you can browse routines for all levels. To filter the level of difficulty, switch off the Show All button and adjust the slider. Once you've selected your desired level, click on a category to see all the workouts available for that level. If you'd like to view our full-length routines, Click on the Video Streaming tab for a selection of workouts in a variety of categories. To familiarize yourself with the app features, click on the Menu tab on the right-hand side of the screen to access the About page. Here you'll find information about all the app features. You can refer back to this page at any time. But if you still have questions that haven't been answered, we're here to help. Are you tired of looking for the perfect workout to fit your needs? And do you wish that you could just design your own sometimes? Well, now, thanks to GymRa, you can do just that. Click on the link in the description of this video below, and you'll be able to create your very own workout from over 6,000 exercises in every fitness level and including almost any kind of equipment that you can think of. This allows you to create a routine that fits your personal fitness goals. The Create Your Own Workout tool is only available on your computer for now, but you can save it on your computer and watch it on your phone later.